Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Now, you may have watched my live event earlier. I was lucky enough to be in the path of totality with the solar eclipse, and I've got that video, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, I don't guess I'll be needing these for this live show. But I wanted to do a follow-up video for everyone that, you know, if you witnessed the 2017 solar eclipse in person, you know, maybe you just watched a live stream like mine, or maybe one of the big networks. There were a lot of big TV networks that also live streamed the solar eclipse. But, you know, just kind of share your opinions. I know this is a very rare occurrence. Hey, Sean Coonery. He's going to share his opinion. Hey, Sean Coonery, excuse me, sir. He said he will tell you what he thinks about the solar eclipse. Now, Sean Coonery, because he's a big Maine Coon cat, he was unable to be outside. It was too hot. He's got a lot of fur, so he simply watched the live stream that I posted of the solar eclipse. So he didn't react in a crazy way. I mean, sometimes animals they can get freaked out by an eclipse, but he was pretty chill about it. Hey, Sean Cooner, you're blocking the view with that enormous tail. Excuse me, sir. Let's just let him do his thing here, and we'll resume the live show. This is a live show. If you're watching this at approximately 4:06 p.m. Nashville, Tennessee time, it's a live show. But what I'm going to do, I've got one of the many people that I collaborate with on YouTube. Now, actually, he flew in from Bermuda to Nashville just to film the event. I'm getting his link right now. I'm typing to him. Hold on just a second. But he had special access to one of the tallest buildings in Nashville, and he's got a really cool video. And let me get the link right here. Be just a second. And his video is entitled 2017 Solar Eclipse Totality, 4 minutes in 4K. He filmed this in 4K. It's STK's Adventure Channel. And I'm getting the link. Let me see if I can stream this link, or if you have to go to it. Let's see here. I mean, the image quality of this is amazing. So if you've got a 4K computer or smart TV, be sure to crank it up. But I just posted in the comments. There's the link to STK's Adventure Channel from Nashville. And notice this is a 4-minute duration video. But notice the buildings. Look at how cool this is. A cool perspective. You'll notice that that as totality hits, it's not like a sunset or a sunrise, but it's just really, wow, that is really cool. Actually, absolutely amazing. I'm going to stop streaming it on my end. It's such a fresh video that I hadn't even watched it. I just started watching it at the time of posting the link. But yeah, so that was in the path of totality in Nashville, Tennessee. So let me see if I can stream that. If there's any way to stream it on here. Don't know. Let's see. The streaming app that I use is, let's see. Yeah, so just check the link. Check the link that I just posted, and you can see that. But what did y'all think? Everyone here that was able to watch the solar eclipse in real time, what did y'all think about it? Was it underwhelming, overwhelming, kind of a combination of both? God, we got a lot of people trickling in here. Let's see. Yeah, and by the way, you're watching this live. You can type your comments in the beside the video, and I'll be able to see those in real time. I think there may actually be, because of all the congestion. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff. Oh, hey, there's STK's Adventure Channel. Nashville is a great spot to view. It definitely was. That the part about your video that's cool is that a lot of videos are just they care about the sun only, but yours shows the environment and how in the middle of the day, well, yeah, pretty much the middle of the day, how the solar eclipse changed the look of the city, and I thought that was a really cool perspective. STK's Adventure Channel says the largest city population-wise in the path of totality. We had Ginger Z from Good Morning America on the rooftop at Tootsie's. Very cool. What did she have to say about you flying in from Bermuda to film this? STK's Adventure Channel says, couldn't get all of our crew in. They wanted $500 a person. So we went to a neighboring rooftop to film. Wow, that's steep. You know, speaking of that, next, whenever the next solar eclipse is, these little glasses, I mean, these things you can't find anywhere. You know, somebody would be, they'd be very smart to stockpile these prior to the next solar eclipse. But I mean, it's amazing how viewing the solar eclipse through these looks. Bhindo 15 came in. He said, I tried flying my Spark. And for all the people out there that may not be familiar with drones, the Spark is the latest drone from DJI. Bhindo says, I tried flying my Spark during the eclipse, but it had strong magnetic interference, so I didn't risk it. That's smart. You know, always be a safe pilot, and you know, if there's something out of the ordinary, you know, take note of that and do what you did. And I think you did I definitely think you did the right thing by aborting that flight and landing safely. So yeah, it's interesting. I guess the moon, because the moon does have a magnetic effect upon the Earth. When you think about the tides in the ocean, the moon has an effect upon the tides. So it's interesting that it interfered with the drone. That's very cool. Marcus says, how long did the solar eclipse last? STK's Adventure Channel, I know you were, and I was out just slightly outside of Nashville, but I know you were in the heart of it. Did you say it was about 4 minutes, or how long did it last? STK's Adventure Channel said in Nashville, partial started at 11:58. Totality lasted only 1 minute 27 seconds. So I mean, that's a lot of excitement for a short period of time. Again, he filmed totality, and there's the link again. Check the comments, and you can see the link to the video. But yeah, that's it was kind of eerie though. You know, it got dark. Did y'all experience anything like out of the ordinary, like any sort of weird animal activity or anything along those lines? Or was it pretty tame? Hey, Sean Coonery. Sean Coonery's passed out. He said he doesn't, he said he watched the live stream and he doesn't care any more about it. I guess the eclipse is kind of like the Kentucky Derby. You know, it's very fast, but it's very popular. Bhindo says totality lasted around 2 minutes in St. Charles. Is that Montana or Missouri? Is that Missouri or Montana? I'm really dumb when it comes to abbreviations. I think it's Missouri. Oh, God, we got a ton of people trickling in here. B. Hendo says, chiggers started making typical noise, like at sunset. Then they went away when the sun came back out. B. Hendo says Missouri. Missouri, cool. Yeah, Missouri's a cool place. You got a lot of, it's a lot of farmland there, isn't it? A lot of flat farmland. Yeah, I bet the animals were confused. They're like, man, this was a short night. It's funny though. I mean, as far as the big media today, I mean, this was obviously the highlight of the year, probably. STK's Adventure Channel says, I was more in the city. Cool to see all the lights on the buildings come on for about 2 minutes, then go off again. It was like watching a time lapse of overnight, but it was only 2 minutes. That's an excellent description. B. Hendo says hilly. A lot of hills up in Missouri. Very cool. Yeah, it's it was good. And this will sound crazy, but it was good to flick on the traditional media momentarily and not hear all the political stuff. I mean, I don't care what side of the fence y'all are on, but as you know, anytime you turn on the TV now, it's just this party this party that. I mean, it's getting out of control. But I think the solar eclipse, from a political perspective, I think that it helped to at least momentarily silence the media. Everybody they were looking at something that everybody had a common interest in, and that's the eclipse. Whether you're, whatever your political affiliation may be, you were able to watch that eclipse and have a good time. So, from that perspective, I mean, I know we can't create a solar eclipse because it's an act of God, but what if there were other events like a solar eclipse that could be created to get the media's focus off of politics? Because I hate politics, and I'm sure y'all do too. STK's Adventure Channel says, saw 2 planes fly by, which you can see in my video. Wonder what it would be like in an airplane. It'd probably be, yeah, that's an interesting thought, to see the eclipse in an airplane. Bhendo 15 says, why do you think the Mavic Pro 2 will be announced tomorrow? I think the next DJI drone won't be released until after DJI Summer Sale ends in August 31st. Well, it's I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say that I feel that Mavic Pro 2 release tomorrow is imminent. That's funny. But I do think that, it's definitely, if they're not going to release Mavic Pro 2 and Phantom 5 prior to Christmas 2017 shopping season, I think Mavic Pro 2 is at least imminent because it's due for an upgrade. And I think tomorrow would make sense because look at this from a marketing perspective. What you had today was a huge event. People that it was cloudy or they didn't have time to get outside and experience it, people are all over the internet looking for the solar eclipse. Now, if DJI was very smart when it comes to marketing, they would take advantage of that. And they would say, okay, we got a lot of eyes on the sky. Well, guess what we are? We're the king of the sky. We've got arguably the best drone in the world. So why don't we release the next version of the best drone in the world the day after the solar eclipse when people were watching the reruns? I mean, from that perspective, it would seem to make sense. But is it going to happen tomorrow? I'm not gonna say I'm an expert and say, yeah, that's when it's going to hit. I think the probability of it hitting tomorrow is quite heightened because of, number one, we're approaching the end of August. Number two, it's the day after the solar eclipse. And number three, if they want to get this drone in the hands of all the various distribution channels, they need to get off the rocker and do it. I mean, they really do. Not just that, but raise the buzz. Get people to want to buy it. So I think it makes sense. B Hendo says, I wanted to record the lighting change from 400 feet today with my drone if it would have worked. Oh, bummer, man. That's right. You had the interference, the magnetic interference. Yeah, that would have been really cool. Yeah, it was quite a phenomenal event. I mean, I guess it's like anything else. If it happened every day, it wouldn't seem cool. But I mean, I guess every day, you go outside, the sun rises and the sun sets. And that in itself is pretty cool. But I mean, this today was, yeah, it was phenomenal. I guess I would have thought it would have gotten a little bit darker. And from that perspective, I was a little bit disappointed with the eclipse. I thought that, since we're hitting totality, I felt that it would have been totally pitch black outside, and I didn't quite get that effect, and I was disappointed. So, maybe the next eclipse, maybe we'll have a period that is darker longer. I mean, I doubt it, because the Earth spins on its axis at a constant rate of speed. So, if the eclipse changed its duration, I think we would have something to worry about. So, yeah, it was fine as it was. Yeah, fun day. Very. Did y'all experience any traffic jams? Was it pretty chill on the roadway? What'd you get? Yeah. Sorry, I had to type a message. Oh yeah, talking to an affiliate. So yeah, that's the the follow-up opinions in regards to solar eclipse. What's funny, and this was more of a, I guess it was more of a test than anything else. It's funny when you use live streaming, because I did the live stream during lunch and got a ton of, I was, several hundred people in real time. And then you do a follow-up of the event, and you don't necessarily notice as large of an audience. I mean, it's the one earlier today was several hundred times larger than this live audience. So that's kind of interesting. People, and it makes sense, people are more interested in the actual event than they are the follow-up opinions. So this was a curiosity. Part of my channel, youtube.com/IrixGuy, a big component of it is it's research. It's figuring out what social media is a cool tool. If you I grew up in the age of MS-DOS, which with computers you may not have seen MS-DOS, but it's the black screen with the the white font. You gotta know the commands to know how to use the operating system. Now you use Windows or Mac OS 10. It's pretty much all point and click. So the same thing with social media. Trying to decipher how social media works, what people are interested in. My channel, aside from being a source of entertainment, it's also it's an experiment when it comes to learning how social media works, and it intrigues me that although we do have a large live audience right now, it pales in comparison to the actual live event earlier. So, just a lesson learned if you're doing something live. I mean, there's recurring live shows like Epic Drone Show and IrixGuy's live show, those always bring in a very huge audience. But if you're doing something that's live and a huge current event, obviously that's maximum exposure, I think. B. Hendo says, yay, I'm trying to think of cool videos to make to draw attraction to my channel. Well, I tell you what, B. Hendo, and I welcome you to do this, man. Feel free to share your YouTube videos on facebook.com/IrixGuy. It's that presence is growing a little bit. And as far as organic growth is concerned, what I would highly recommend, put a lot of thought into your text descriptions for your videos. Also the meta tags, the tags that go below. Not necessarily, like in the text description you'll have multiple sentences, but in the meta tags, have relevant meta tags and have quite a few of them. And that seems to help. Also, there's a feature if you're using YouTube that a lot of people may not be familiar with, and that feature is it's called the transcript. And you can actually, the transcript of the video, YouTube does a pretty good job, and with my accent, kind of being a southern accent, it messes a lot of my words up, but it does a pretty good job of taking a video and pulling the spoken parts out of the video and creating a typed transcript. Now what you can do with that, you can take the transcript and you can hold on just a second, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. Oh, you can take that and you convert it into multiple languages. So, if there's something you're doing technology related, you may want to translate that. That's the word I was looking for, translate. You may want to translate the transcript into, let's say, Japanese, Chinese. Technology's huge over there. If you're doing something, let's say hypothetically you're doing a video that pertained to skiing or mountain climbing. You may want to consider German, Swiss, French. There's a lot of languages that are prominent in regions where those activities are very popular. So, just a way to think about, ultimately you should be thinking about your content, because that's what matters. As a YouTube content creator, you're creating content and you're hoping that the world will enjoy it. But, if you take that content and you can look at your Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a great way to look at your viewership, who likes your videos, who dislikes your videos, and then take that data and then better target your videos for hopefully heightened views. You said that you've considered paid promotion. Well, here's the thing, man. Whether you're an independent channel or maybe you're a multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire, whatever, paid promotion, it can work. People throw enough money into something, it's probably going to work. But the problem, and this is just my opinion, the problem with paid promotion is that it's not necessarily organic. People may become exposed to a YouTube content creator's content, and they may watch it, but they may feel that they've got to watch it just because of whatever cool ad or however they were drawn to that content. At the end of the day, in my opinion, regardless of one's financial abilities, if they stand behind the content, they relentlessly create and deliver content to their viewership. If your fans like it, your content will likely organically grow. And it's not an overnight process. I mean, paid promotion, sure, maybe you get a jump start in views and or likes, but I don't think, from a pure metrics perspective, it can be something that may make a channel look better or whatever from a metrics perspective. But is it really making the channel better? I think making the channel better is all about content. And keep in mind, just because something may start at a maybe it's even a slow rate of increase. It starts really, really, you see just a moderate increase. But then let's say hypothetically that one of the topics of the channel, whatever topic may be, maybe it's a very niche topic. and that topic really excites the audience. And maybe there's not as many channels that are centered around that topic, and you've kind of created the perception that you're a subject matter expert within that realm. So, maybe you're kind of moving along like this, and then let's say, new hobby or new product or whatever, XYZ comes out, and you're deemed a subject matter expert, you may see a ramp. And it's taking those ramps and realizing the opportunities that are offshoots of that may enable one to better more quickly grow their channel. And again, it's not all about growth. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about passion. I mean, I've had my channel, for example, I've had multiple opportunities. I mean, I've had opportunities where, turning it down just it almost made me feel arrogant. It's like, why would someone turn down that opportunity? But when it comes to YouTube, you've got to keep your mindset that you want to maintain. The mindset that if you want to be an independent channel, you should remain an independent channel, and that's one of the biggest things. If you ever partner up, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, because there's a lot of people that have done really well by joining a multi-channel network, a YouTube MCN. These are networks that take on people that they feel are good talent, and they groom them, and they provide them with tools, and they enable them to potentially have heightened success. The flip side of that is that when and if that happens, those people are not necessarily themselves. Maybe they have to change the way they present something, or maybe they have to change the way that they brand their videos. There's more than just, at that point in the game, there's more than just suggestions. And if it's extreme growth in a short period of time, that's one's prerogative. Maybe a multi-channel network could be beneficial. But if there's a sense of pride in the content that's created and delivered to the world, remaining independent, in my opinion, is something that's of value. And again, I've passed up what could be perceived as very huge opportunities. And maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe there's things I passed up that could have gotten me to a level where I'm not right now, and that's fine, because with this channel, at the end of the day, everything I post, I'm passionate about. I enjoy it, and the product of the passion is looking at the analytics, which I look at my analytics, but I look at it and I say, you know what? That's a thank you. That's not a it's more of it's an acknowledgement of things are right or things are wrong with the channel. And I'm very appreciative of all the growth that's occurred so far. And it's my best advice again is to do it organically. It may take time, and it's easy. I know a lot of people that have been interested in YouTube, and they didn't really do anything with it. They just they posted 2 videos, and after those 2 videos they gave up. It's not an overnight process. So take your time. Y'all, if you're looking for YouTube collaboration, I'm always willing to collaborate with other YouTubers. So yeah, we kind of got off the solar eclipse, and on that note, it's a half hour in, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude this live show. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Check out my website, IrixGuy.com, and you can find the live event, the previously recorded version of the solar eclipse today. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.